Just received my latest delivery courtesy of Muscle Food for my latest article that I wrote for them. I'm not sure if it'll be live on website when you see this video, but if it is, the link will be in the description. Go and check it out. I've heard it's a good one. So I'm going to run through all of what I got. Looking forward to this. So we have pork scratchings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bags. If you look at the macros on these, we have, well, that's per 100 grams, either 30 grams, but even so, no grams of carbs. Unbelievable. So looking forward to trying them later. We have 3 goat's cheese pizzas that I highly recommend. They taste unbelievable. Looking forward to this as well. Dr. Zach's high protein peanut butter, salted caramel. I had the chocolate fudge brownie, loved it. Hoping that one's just as good. Some freebies. I don't drink, but they came through. They came with the deal. Right, and then we have beef jerky, beef jerky, beef jerky, beef jerky. Some cauli rice, low carbs, Mediterranean. Looking forward to trying that. Some protein bread. And then we have Moody butterscotch that I love, and then we have protein bars. So the first one is a coconut crunch, caramel delight, chocolate peanut, and a lemon crunch. And the others are the same. And a toffee pretzel bar as well. And then we have a spicy marinated chicken breast and a Muscle Food t-shirt, so I can wear on leg day. So all in all, quite a bit of stuff. So yeah, like I say, if the article is out now, it'll be in the description box. I can't thank Muscle Food enough for sending this all out for me. I really appreciate it. If you want to grab yourself a £5 off, use this code here now. See you in the next clip. I have just got back from a mammoth leg session. Didn't film it because I'm going to be showing you now my Saturday workout that I did with my friend Carl. Big push session, chest position, a big push session, chest and shoulders. I'm going to do another voiceover because I got a really good response last time from people telling me in person they found it quite useful. So we're going to hop into that now. So welcome to my second voiceover in 2 weeks. So this was the push session that me and my friend Carl went through. Now, I did want to make it a little bit more intense than usual, so I did throw in some supersets and some pre-exhaust systems because I wanted to hurt my friend, if you like, make sure he felt it the next day. So the first thing we did was a flat bench press, doing a pyramid system like I usually do, hitting up 15 reps, 12, 10, 8, and then 6. After this, we then moved into some incline dumbbell flies. Now, when I do my chest sessions, just excuse Carl vlogging for himself there, I will link his YouTube channel in the top right hand corner now. We did some incline flies and I just put my finger on Carl's chest at some point, so I made sure that he got the squeeze out of it, ensured that he did squeeze and contract his chest. And then I just like to make sure I'm hitting every area of the chest during my chest workout. So we moved on to the incline, as you just saw, after doing a bit of flat bench press. We then moved into so obviously this focuses more on the chest because obviously the third movement is now shoulders. If I was to change it up a little bit, I would have done shoulders first, which would have meant I'd done the overhead press first. So we did some straight sets on the overhead press, hitting up around 8 to 12 reps if we could. And then this is probably my most favourite exercise at the moment. There is nothing quite like getting a bar
in front of you and shoving it above your head. So yeah, completing 12 reps and 5 working sets. We then moved into some stuff that is a little bit more intense. So we did some pre-exhaust stuff. So starting off with a dumbbell flat fly, and as you can see, I bring my pinkies, my little finger, in towards each other as I bring the dumbbells together, just to ensure a nice chest contraction, and it just feels really good. I can get a nice mind to muscle connection. Then after this, we then hopped into a press motion using the barbell. So the idea of the pre-exhaust is the dumbbell fly isolates out your chest, and then as you go into the press movement, your triceps will then help you fatigue your chest even further. We then moved into some dumbbell decline press. Now by this point, I'm getting a little bit more tired now, so we didn't need a lot of weight in there. Just to hit the lower part of the chest, because like I say, I like to hit all the angles of the chest, the incline, width, thickness, decline, flat bench. And then to make it a little bit more intense after this, we did move into some press ups till failure. This was the last chest movement we were going to do, so I really wanted to just finish it off and hit it hard, strong at the end. And then the last thing we did was some dumbbell lateral raises, again just to isolate the medial head of the shoulder. I've been doing this recently, where I've been doing the dumbbell lateral raises. I've been a fan of doing single arms when I get to the point of really fatiguing, so I can just squeeze out the last few. But I've been doing like a restarting position every time, so coming down, stopping, and then going again, rather than just using a lot of momentum into the movement. And I'm feeling I'm feeling DOMs the next day, my medial deltoids, which sometimes I don't feel, but yeah, just having that restart, that just so I can re-engage all my medial deltoids, I'm really feeling the difference, and I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you enjoyed the voiceover, guys, because that was our push session. It was a good workout. It lasted 1 hour and 20 minutes. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
Hope you found that useful. Good. Okay, so what am I going to do today? A bit dark. I'm going to be doing I really enjoyed last week giving you something useful, something to take away from the video, not just watching me in everyday life. So I'm going to be telling you my top tips, or I'm actually telling you mistakes that I made through weight training early on in my career. So let's get into it. Okay, so tip number 1 would be make sure you have a structure when you go into the gym. I would, when I first started out, just go into the gym and didn't know what I'd be training, whereas these days I know exactly what I'm going to be training. I plan it a week in advance, what I'm going to be training, what muscle groups, how long I'm in there for, what time of the day. So get some structure. You can't track your progress without it. Otherwise, how are you going to know what you're lifting, how many reps you've done, sets? You just can't track progress. So tip number 1, make sure you've got a routine set up. I mean, you can speak to a fitness professional, you can even get a plan offline, anything. Just make sure you've got a bit of structure. Don't just go into the gym hopping from machine to machine, because only you're going to suffer. Tip number 2, make sure you're not burning yourself out within the first 10 minutes of your workout. It's all well and good going to absolute failure and killing yourself for 1 hour in the gym. However, I've learned that from experience, doing stuff immediately like supersets and drop sets, I mean that's great, and it also does depend on your goal, but what I found more beneficial is with taking my time with the first lift. So for my training personally, always the first lift is a big compound movement, and I take enough rest in between sets. Is probably the tip that I'm probably trying to get the most point across to you. Make sure you have enough rest, because even if mentally you think you're ready for the next set, your muscles might not be, and just taking that adequate amount of rest, it really does ensure you can perform to your full ability in the next working set. So for example, squats, let's say you can do, I did 7 sets a day, so let's say we did 7 sets and you're going to take 30 seconds rest in between. There is no way on this planet, unless you're a superhuman, that you'll be able to recover in time to then increase the weights and then perform to your best ability. By taking an extra 1.5 minutes at least, for example, or taking 2 minutes rest, then you can have enough in you to perform the next working set.
This is just from my experience in lifting. I always thought it used to be just go into the gym, just get a pump, get a pump that's going to make you really big, but it's not all about that at the end of the day. It's great up in your session, the intensity like halfway through or towards the end, just to really burn yourself out. But I've learned that, and I feel like you can progress a lot more by making sure you have enough rest in between sets so you can perform to your best ability. So time your rest periods will be tip number 2. But don't take hours in between rest. Texting on your phone at 5 minutes in between, no, that's not allowed.
Tip number 3, and you knew this one would come up. Neglecting certain muscle groups, or just training ones more frequently just because you enjoy them. So if I'm meaning like you train arms 4 times a week and you don't do leg day. So when I first started out, admittedly, I didn't do leg day. Just didn't do it. I thought, I'm playing football, that account surely. No. So yeah, neglecting certain muscle groups. If you train the whole of your body, the rest will come with it. So you don't want to look out of proportion. Surely you want to have the full physique. But yeah, make sure you do your deadlifts, your squats. I know this is like making it sound like I'm just saying don't skip leg day, but there also other certain muscle groups. I know some people don't like training back, some people don't like training shoulders. Just make sure you don't miss out any muscle groups. Even though if you don't want to do them, just make sure you do them so you get that full potential out of your training. And you'll thank yourself later on, trust me, because you could end up doing things like injuries, overtraining, like the front deltoid must get an absolute battering because people like to focus on chest so much, and if they're doing biceps and if they're swinging around, the front delt's going to be involved. They like doing shoulders. All the muscles you can see in the front half of the body, they're the ones that get done the most. So don't neglect your back, don't neglect your legs, because at the end of the day, again, only your training's going to suffer, and stuff like your posture will start to go. You might get lower back pain and just things like that. It's just not worth it in the long run. So ensure you train the whole of your physique. Tip number 4 kind of links back to number 2 as well. Don't do too many. Think about it then. Don't do too many things like supersets, drop sets, triple sets, giant sets, because you're going to burn yourself out. I did that when I first started training, and again it links back to my other point, just because I thought it was all about just getting a pump, and as much as them styles and techniques of training do get you a pump, but you also burn yourself out and you literally, strength goes out the window in the first half an hour of the session. So my advice to you would be, get your main lifts, get your rest periods sorted, and use them techniques now and then as a little shock to the system, like throw in a drop set, throw in a superset, jump from machine to machine, go from cable to dumbbell, something like that, just to occasionally change up your routine a little bit, and maybe towards the end of the session to really burn yourself out. But don't get into my mistake of doing too many of them just because I was searching for the pump. That's tip number 4.
Tip number 5, not drinking enough of the good stuff. This had branched chain amino acids in it. So yeah, not drinking enough water was one of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started out training. Also, not just for training, just for like getting headaches and stuff like that. I remember when I was doing training when I first started, like not properly, but I had a bit of structure, and I found out I was getting a headache quite a lot of the time. And one of the trainers said to me, "Have you had plenty of fluids today?" And I said, "Not really, no, but a little bit of water, maybe my protein shake, but that's about it." And then since then, when I did start drinking water, like getting at least like a litre in before I train at least, headache's gone, touch wood. So obviously other things just like fatigue, headaches, muscle cramp, just generally feeling good as well, just feeling cleansed in your system and helping the nutrients to get pushed around the body. Yeah, so a big mistake that I'd suggest you get on top of is make sure your water intake is high. I mean, this is 1.5 litres, I'll probably have at least 3 of these a day, combined with my other fluid intake. It's getting at least 5 litres a day, and I feel great for it. I managed to fast through my workouts as long as I've got enough fluid in me, enough so my muscles are hydrated. I can still complete the session very well. So yeah, tip number 5, get on that hydration. Don't let your sessions suffer just because something so simple to change. A dehydrated muscle is an unhappy muscle.
Tip number 6,
make sure you have the right mindset before you've even stepped into the gym. If you're going to go in there half-hearted and don't really want to be there in the first place, then make sure you are, because your session, I can't speak today, session is going to suffer. How do I go about it if I don't feel up for my session? Well, I look back on my achievements. I remind myself why I do this, why am I doing this, why am I going to the gym, why am I putting myself through this hell, torture, why am I going through this pain? And I'm doing it for myself, I'm doing it to improve. Like, you've got one chance, make the most of it. If you're still struggling with motivation, look at things like, go on YouTube videos, find some inspirational videos, something like even a motivational talk now and then, anything just to get you up for that session. Think about how far you've come. Yeah, mentally just get your head in the game before you've even gone in there. If you're going to go in the gym for an hour and you're going to be there anyway, you might as well make the most of it rather than just plodding along. Go in there and absolutely destroy your workout, because we all know there's nothing worse than a bad workout. It can ruin your day, but having an amazing workout, it can lift your day and you're guaranteed a good day after. So make sure mentally you're ready and prepared before you start lifting them weights, or just doing some cardio, but mentally just make sure you're ready. Tip number 7, don't change your routine too often. You might see it all the time, like you need to shock the body, do different things. Not necessarily all the time. Try and get, like for example, your main lifts. It's a bit bright around here, but you can still see me. Try and keep some of the routine that you do the same. Otherwise, how are you going to track your progress? For example, squats. If you don't do them consistently, how are you going to know if you're improving your strength, you're maintaining strength, improving strength, whatever your goal may be? Don't change your routine too much. However, yes, it can be good now and then to throw in some different exercises and some different techniques to shock the system and to keep it interesting. However, if you've got a target and you want to get to a certain strength, a certain weight, then get some structure and make sure you're doing some of the same lifts. Like I highly advise the bigger movements, like your deadlifts, your squats, your bent over rows, your bench press, your shoulder press, the staples of your workout plan. Otherwise, how are you going to track your progress?
And lastly, tip number 8, make sure you enjoy the process. Don't expect results too fast, it won't happen overnight, otherwise everybody will be doing it. So be patient, enjoy the process, find a routine you love, stick with it, and results are going to happen. I'm going to end the vlog there, guys, because otherwise it'll be way too long. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it very useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Hit the like button for me, leave me a comment, hit subscribe, and I shall see you next week for another vlog.